The Barretta Brothers.
It's our new quick opening. It's just quick. It's just what it is. The Barretta Brothers.
Sorry, I got distracted because my YouTube audio just
Already?
came out. We keep pledging that we're going to get neater technically, but
We suck.
I wasn't a born technician. Thank God we can laugh at ourselves.
Isn't that right? Isn't that what
we were blessed
taught?
with that? We can laugh at ourselves.
We were taught at a very young age to be laughed at. So.
We got used to the shame.
Yep, a lot of pointing fingers.
Yeah.
Guilt.
If I could do it all over again.
Boy.
I'd carry one, a piece.
A piece.
Barretta.
All right. What?
Like Barretta.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
With the bird.
Anyway, let's do our shameless plugs.
All right.
That out of the way.
Go to what?
I'm getting so red from laughing.
Oh, all right. Go to GeneBarretta.com where you can find.
All right.
No, not you. You know where it is. You've been there.
I'll go again.
Where there are lovely books that he has created. Winning author, illustrator of children's books. And there's artwork there, and there's cream soda now, right? You have your new cream soda line.
I have a concession stand. Yeah.
And Slurpees is going to be
bootleg tickets for shows.
Yeah, he can't call them Slurpees. He can't call them Slurpees, but he's going to come up with a new name.
Icy slush cups.
Slush cup. I think it's good. Yeah.
And go to the BarettaBrothers.com where you can see all about the show and look at past episodes, join the mailing list, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe. We need your support. We love your support. And let's say another congratulations to our America's Got Muppet Talent winner from last week, Miss Liana Rivera. Beautiful job, Liana. Woo-hoo.
All finalists did an incredible job, but yes, Liana, she pulled it out with the votes.
Did you say Leona?
I don't think so. Did I? I didn't mean to. If I did, Liana.
Yeah.
I'd like to call her Leona now.
Okay.
But we got a lot of people here, Gene. We got people coming in. We got Beelzy66 is back. Jonathan Sloman. Aunt Sam Thompson 9. Anime Game 16. Lauren Riccardi. Barry Lee. Lots of peeps. Thank you for joining us because we have a great, fun show. What?
Marshall just pointed this out. I have to. Where'd it go? Here we go. My fun T-shirt of the week. I know it's nothing. There are other people that have it. It's nothing behind the scenes or
Abbey Road.
hard to get. Combines two of my favorite things: the Beatles and the Muppets.
And Marshall likes your pumpkins, but we're gonna. Yeah, they're awesome. Bert and Ernie. All right, let's do it. Shall we?
Yeah, why don't you introduce them?
The legend, the guy I like, kind of. He's all right. I don't know. He's okay.
Why don't you tell them
about him?
Go ahead. Just about the company. Well, we'll bring him in. And we'll let him do. You know what? Let's do the show tomorrow.
All right. You know what?
Just a little drowsy.
Thanks for coming by, and let's bring him in. Let's do it, ladies and gentlemen. This workshop called Puppet Heap is a wonderful place. If you ever in your lifetime get an opportunity to go there, it's magical. Not just because of the things that are in it, but the people. I got to say, because they're near and dear to my heart. I love these folks. I've been fortunate enough to get to work with them, to hang out with them, to be silly with them, and just happy to have them here. But let's meet the man behind Puppet Heap who started this whole beautiful company. Should we do it, Gene?
Let's do it.
The man with the curliest hair, Mr. Paul Andreyko.
Woohoo!
Hey.
Hi, guys.
Welcome, Paul.
Paul. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
I'm good. You're at the shop.
I'm at the Heap right now. It's the weekend, so it's a little quiet.
Check it out. Are you guys in? You're working? People are coming into work during these
Yeah,
times?
we're doing the best we can. We're doing the best we can. We're, trying to minimize the amount that we come in and the number of us who come in at one time. But we're here. We're busy. We're doing our thing.
Awesome. Cool. That's awesome. Yeah. So we're just going to jump right in because we got quite a few folks with us. People don't realize how many folks we have with us today. But if you don't mind, I just want to go back. Like where are you from? First of all, where did you grow up?
Not far. I'm from New Jersey, so I cannot reach the proper escape velocity to get out of this state. So I'm here.
New Jersey? Northern New Jersey? Like, did you grow up near Hoboken? Where the shop?
No, I was actually born in Trenton, and
so were we.
So we.
Get out of here, St. Mary's.
St. Francis Hospital.
St. Francis.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Trenton, outside of Trenton in Hamilton for a little while, and then
my cousin has a restaurant there now.
Really, what is it?
It's called Killarney's. It's an Irish pub.
It used to be Giordano's, but it's changed over. But when did he open it? Like not when we were kids.
No.
Wasn't there. Yeah. So I don't know if you would know it, but unless I don't know. Do you go back there? Do you still have family back there?
Still have family there. Not there very often. I got cousins and aunts and uncles and things.
All right.
And various other types of relatives one would have.
Yes.
And, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, my dad
grew up right across the bridge in Yardley.
Oh yeah, sure.
We didn't go far.
Wow, I had no idea we were so closely related.
I didn't either. It's true though, in a way. Like Trenton, How many people do you know that were born in Trenton in your life?
Not that many. It's one big family.
Ernie Kovacs.
Yeah.
Ernie Kovacs. Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Spent a little time in South Jersey. Grew up in for about, I don't know, between the ages of 7 and 16. I was in Jacobstown, New Jersey.
I don't know.
Down south. It's near. What is it near? It's not near anything. It's near Jackson, where Great Adventure is. Great Adventure.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
Very good. And were you always into art as a kid? Were you always drawing? Like Gene was always drawing as a kid. What direction do you feel like you kind of naturally were? Did you feel like you were naturally heading in towards art? Is that something you've always loved?
It's something I always loved, but also it's funny because my mother was very crafty and liked to do lots of activities and things like that. And she was a big like soft sculpture person. She sewed a lot and did a lot of those things.
Wow. Yeah.
And my dad was an engineer, a research engineer.
Oh.
So for drawing paper, I just had like reams and reams of like the backside of data, like computer paper.
Right.
Right. Yeah. You would just bring it home from work. Here you go, kid.
Right.
Knock yourself out. And so I was always, I was always drawing all the time, but also I was really interested in technology and, growing up in the 80s with the personal computer revolution. I have a wasted youth of sitting in front of screens. So that was a big interest of mine too. So I really spent a good part of my life thinking I was going to get into like computer engineering or something like that.
Oh, right.
Programming, coding, that sort of thing. And it wasn't until I had a nervous breakdown when I was 15 or 16. Not serious. Sort of. We moved to it was a reverse nervous breakdown, actually.
Oh, all right.
All right.
So it was, because I was a real sort of nerdy, not very social kid. And when I was about 15, we moved to a new neighborhood. We moved to Clinton, New Jersey, which compared to Jacobstown was like the big city. Like the fact that there was Main Street was like a big deal.
Right.
Wasn't Rupert Pupkin from Clinton, New Jersey?
No, not Clinton. No.
Clifton.
Clifton,
Yeah.
New Jersey.
People
Rupert
often
Pupkin from
confuse Clifton for Clinton.
Do they? All right.
Yeah. Where are you from, Clinton? Clifton?
So you moved to the big city.
Moved to the
Basically.
big city, got a job at an art supply store, started meeting girls and finding out they were more impressed with, drawings than they were the computer thing.
Right.
No, got really, just various influences kind of led me in the direction of art school, and that's what I ended up doing.
I was going to say you have a very, a specific style. At least I think I can recognize your style, and I'm wondering who your influences were. Who were the people that you felt inspired you?
Inspired me? Well,
me.
What?
Me?
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was Gene who was talking. Gene, yeah.
Oh, Gene. It was Gene. All right. Okay.
Somehow my work got out.
So Gene.
Somehow. No, I was not really a super cultured kid. So it was like the usual things. Like, of course, Jim Henson was always a big influence on me, in our generation, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. All that sort of thing, like Dungeons and Dragons manuals were like my big inspiration when I was a kid. So, later on, when I got more interested in various artists and puppetry and started to learn more about my family from Slovakia, and that sort of led me on a path. I got very interested in Polish poster artists and things like that later on, and Czech animators like Jiří Trinka and people like that. So
is that like the inspiration for things like what's it called? Omar's Mother? Is that kind of?
It kind of comes from that. Yeah. I have a big interest in folklore.
Right.
So that story sort of came from a Russian folktale. That just I kind of oh, thanks. I kind of worked on it for too long and then ended up.
Oh, really?
With that. And then just
But you do like a lot of the voices. Who is it? You and who do all the voices in that?
Oh, me and Adam Pagden did that.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Adam Pagden. Who was he worked here for a while.
Oh yeah, and the spiritual father is my favorite. I think.
Thank you very much.
The design of him and just his whole personality.
Oh, great! Yeah, he was fun to do. He was fun. Mary, who you'll have on in a minute, was one of the puppeteers.
Right.
Yeah, she did because it was the spiritual father is like this massive thing, and it has like a big black cutout for his body. This is big. And then Matt Brooks puppeteered the head. He was like dressed in black, so the body obscured his body behind the thing. Right. And then Adam Pagden did the hands in front, so it was this like 3-layered thing.
Cool.
It was really fun to do. It was they really hated me after that shoot, but it was totally fun.
The style, it's really fun. I love it.
Oh, thanks.
So good.
Do you know what I just thought, Bill? We have the trailer available. Is it a good
idea
to
start with that? Yeah.
Why don't we play that so people get an overview of everything that Puppet Heap is doing? Because there are a couple little clips from what we're talking about in the trailer. Yeah. So why don't we take a look at this 1-minute clip?
Fire it up. Hope nobody speaks Russian.
There we go. Oh, that's the wrong thing. What the heck happened? Hang on. Let me try this again. There we go. Okay. Here we go. Boop.
Момент купил за рубли, пакет к нему купил. Надышавшись этой дури, музыку я полюбил. Где же вы, родители? Куда же смотрит школа? Так я стою, а рок-н-ролла типа трипер-пистолет. А мы играем в 7 лет. Типа трипер-пистолет. А мы играем в 7 лет. Опа! Вот так вот! Одноклассницу девчонку к себе в гости пригласил. Папа с мамой на работе, мы ебемся, что есть сил. Где же вы, родители? Куда же смотрит школа? Так я стал звездою, а рок-н-ролла. Зипа, трипер, пистолет, а мы играем 7 лет. Зипа, трипер, пистолет, а мы играем 7 лет. Давай, Миша, мощи!
Awesome.
That's so awesome. Is
So
that Gogo
fun.
Bordello? The music?
No, that is Leningrad.
Okay.
And they're singing, well, the lyrics go, Zippo, gonorrhea, gun, etc. So it's a pretty hardcore song.
Yeah, it sounds a little, you know Gogo Bordello? It sounds a little.
Oh, I do. I love them. Yeah.
Yeah. It sounds like Eugene singing.
But so I'm going to jump because I'd love to just spend more time just talking about, you know, when you started drawing, when you started finding things. But I think we got to jump because we got some people. But when did you start with Henson? How did that connection happen?
Oh, that was, well, gosh, I mean, shortly before I graduated college, you know, Jim died. I don't know if you heard about that, but
What's that?
It's tragically Jim Henson. Did you hear what I said, or are you joking with me?
No, I'll come again.
Yeah. So anyway,
Because I just talked to Jerry Nelson, and that's not my understanding.
oh my God, you did?
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
man. It's so tragic.
Can I have the number for Richard Hunt, please?
Okay,
All right, now we're all in deep water.
No.
Okay, but yeah, so I didn't, you know, I was like, I don't know, I sent my resume over, was traveling around looking for work, and they just called me. So Tim Miller
Right.
called, and they were just starting on Christmas Carol.
But did you know? So did you know that there were openings, or you were just like, I want to work at Henson, or I want to work here, I want to try here, I want to try here, and you kind of just put it out there?
Yeah, I kind of like had no idea. I had no idea about anything. I mean, I didn't know anything about anything.
Right.
Anywhere. So I was trying to, like, I knew I wanted to work in puppetry somehow. You know, so I was actually down in Atlanta at the Center for Puppetry Arts when my mom called my mom and said, you know, I think I'm going to stay down here, so I won't be back. It's like, well, you got a phone call from a Tim Jansen from the Miller company. Oh, Tim Miller? Yeah. From the Jim Henson Company. Oh my God. So I jumped on it. It was actually kind of a fateful decision because it was like, it was sort of at that point I entered the commercial world, you know, like that was that split second decision, like changed the trajectory of what I was going to do.
Yeah.
And I often question if it was like the right direction, you know, like if it was, you know, what would have happened if I had stayed at the center,
right,
have pursued that path.
I think you made the right decision.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, coming from
Did
me.
you see the Puppet Heap demo reel, by the way?
Oh yeah, have you seen that?
No, well, hook me up. I mean, after the show.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
I think you did the right thing.
We can give you a
should
link.
Check it out. Yeah.
So you started on Christmas Carol?
Yeah.
What would you do? What were you just like in awe of all these people around you? And all
oh
this
my God, yeah, it was like the greatest 4 months of my career. Like it really was amazing. Like, I mean, my first job was collecting timesheets, which is actually rather prescient because I would later spend a good chunk of my later career collecting timesheets. So, yeah, it was really like I would do anything. I literally at my interview said, I'll do anything. I'll sweep the floor, whatever you want me to do, I'll do it.
I said the same thing to Brian before Dinosaurs. So we basically started around the same time.
I think we did, yeah.
Yeah. And I said the same thing to Brian. I said, I don't care. I'll pull ropes and cables, whatever it is. And that's a whole different thing. But yeah, so right. So you were starting on Muppet Christmas Carol.
Yep.
And Muppet Classic Theater. Did you work on that?
Yeah, worked on that. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. That was like my first puppet thing that I did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. with Henson as well.
Yeah, because you were in the suits in Dinosaur, right? You were.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
And occasionally I would like try and assist, when I wasn't inside of Earl, which wasn't often, but I think, well, we're going to find out. But I think Mary,
you and me have a close connection there because during the time that I was working at the Henson workshop, I was the cheapest guy in the room. So I was often like standing there while they like put the suit on me and like fit things.
Oh, right. Right.
Might be sharing some sweat there.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I when I did the fittings for Dinosaurs, I went to England to do that stuff, and then whatever else happened, I think, was in LA. But I didn't get into too many other suits. I think.
That was it passed through New York for a while.
It did. Oh, so you had some Earl on?
Yeah, I got some Earl on.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I see.
That's what you're saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. At the time that I was working there, there was that cockroach sitcom that they were working on. There was Dinosaurs. There was Christmas Carol, City Kids, all kinds of things happening at the same time. That shop, 5 floors, was packed with people. I met so many people, so much great talent, and I learned so much. That's what I mean. It was like the greatest first 4 months of my life. It was just.
I gotcha. Yeah,
I
was in Dreamland too. Yeah.
What
I was in
this
complete Dreamland as well.
What was this cockroach show?
I don't know the name of it, but there was some family sitcom
what was it called?
Cockroaches.
Through Henson?
From Henson, yeah. And we got these puppets came in from the Creature Shop in LA, and they were really heavy, so the New York shop was trying to lighten them up and work on them.
Criswell got his hands on them? Is that what happened?
What?
Criswell had his hands on them, maybe. He likes to make some heavy things.
Maybe.
Somebody in our viewership must know something, like Jesse must know something about the cockroach show.
But well, I mean, there's so many things, Paul, obviously, that you've done over the years with Henson. We'll just keep talking about that stuff but we should probably bring on some folks that you've brought into your world. And we should say you started Puppet Heap in 2004?
2004, yeah.
2004, and we didn't even talk about that yet, but maybe we can continue to talk about that. Let's bring on Danielle Obinger, and let's bring on Dan Martin. Should we do that? Hi, Danielle.
Hi, Dan. Hi, Danielle.
Hello. Danielle. Oh, nice.
How are you?
There was a point in time when I was only hiring people that had the name Dan.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yeah. Denise.
Mission
But it was
accomplished.
Danielle first. Is that right? Danielle was kind of, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
And then I couldn't remember anyone's name, so I just kind of
Called him Dan.
Yeah.
D1, D2.
Yeah.
Well, we should say, actually, Danielle, you go back to Henson into the late 80s, right? When did you start with Henson?
I started in 1980.
Oh, 1980.
1980. I started building costumes. I was hired to build costumes for Great Muppet Caper.
Oh, my
Wow.
God. Great Muppet Caper. That's right.
Long time ago.
Wow. And where did you come out of? Were you a costume?
My background's theater costumes. So I had done regional theaters. I had done Utah Shakespeare. I had done Spoleto Festival. And at the time they called me, I was at the Utah Shakespeare doing summer theater. And they called me because my friend Joanne Green I don't know who she convinced about what. They hired me sight unseen.
Really?
Sight unseen to do costumes. And I was just the assistant. I was just the lowly assistant to build costumes. But they hired me sight unseen. And then I just stayed. It was supposed to be a 6-week gig building costumes. And I stayed forever.
And knowing Danielle, that is not surprising at all.
I know, you can't get her out of the room, man.
Danielle, sorry, you broke up a little bit. Who were you assisting? Who were you working with?
I was hired to assist Mary Streef, who I had worked with previously at a regional theater. So I knew her, but we didn't know that each had been hired, that the other person had been hired. But we already worked well together, and we were doing that. Callista Hendrickson was designing costumes along with Polly Smith. Polly was doing the more piggy-centric things. Mary and I were doing, I remember doing about 12 pairs of those little gray corduroy pants for Gonzo. He must have had 12 pairs of pants and like 18 of those little white shirts with the tiny little blue stripes.
Yeah.
So it was just one of the, and I hadn't a clue what I was doing. Unlike others in the company, I am totally unrelated to puppetry or puppets, or I just build costumes. That's all.
It is such a different approach, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Costumes for puppets versus people. And
Oh,
that's
yeah.
a big learning curve, right?
Big learning curve. Learning curve.
You know, I have when I got married, Polly made my vest for me.
Ooh,
I have a Polly Smith vest.
go for it.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful. And Dan, you started off with Heap as a more in the technical side of things, like technical engineering.
Yeah. I've been there 5 years, and I am literally still the new guy. So I'm the new guy.
I'm the new guy.
Right.
I was hired as an IT guy, so to take a lot of things. Before I started, Paul was doing a lot of that stuff. So Paul was kind of interested in adapting to some more modern techniques and technologies, and he was trying to do that.
Like 3D stuff, or
yeah, like 3D design. We've incorporated 3D printing. We've got a laser cutter. We've got 2 3D printers. And a lot of that stuff is amazing for finished work, but it's also incredible for quick ideation type stuff, like ideas repetition things, like making a ring for Miss Piggy's neck for her pearls.
Oh,
so
right.
that someone doesn't have to 42 times all around the outside. Hope that's
I did not know that was happening. That's very wow. I didn't.
Yeah, so it's things like that. I mean, it doesn't, in my role, I kind of see as it is a support role, and I'm trying my best to support the builders in the shop. So
but you're general manager, right, for the company, and but what brought you to Puppet Heap? How did you connect in that way?
Well, Paul and I have a mutual friend, Mike Yakulo, who's amazing, and he's known Paul for a long time, since they went to high school together. Yeah. And Mike and I worked together at a previous job, and I was not working. I was home taking care of my 2 kids, and Paul said, "Hey, I go over to that place Puppet Heap every once in a while in Hoboken, like to visit." He's like, "Last time I was there, Paul mentioned that they needed maybe an IT person." Right. So I was like, "Oh yeah, send him my info." So then I went in for an interview right around my birthday, and then my first day was 2 days after my birthday. So it was a nice little thing, and it's amazing. Sorry. It's I'm in awe every single day. It's amazing. It really is.
Wow. I just want to ask Danielle something. So then, Danielle, sorry, I didn't mean to jump off, but I just wanted to introduce Dan to people out there as well. But then you started doing like the photo styling, right? And the like posters and licensing. Like how did you transition from costumes into that?
Part of it was that Joanne Green, my friend who got me into Muppets, was a puppet builder at that point. And she had been pulled to do the Hallmark card account. The Muppet Show had just gone into syndication. So all those product things went kaboom. We needed stuff. Joanne wanted to keep building puppets. So she basically said, why doesn't Danielle do the photo styling so that she could continue building puppets? So it was just going to be this little gig doing Hallmark cards. But Hallmark cards shot 1 week every month. So there was a week of prep. And then there was a week that I had to strike and put everything away. So essentially, Hallmark Cards was paying me 3 weeks of the month. So Henson paid me so I ended up doing a little bit of everything. But that was when the Miss Piggy calendars were being done. So I ended up getting in on a little bit of everything. And I just stayed around. And as we got busier and busier, I got to do more and more.
Right. So did you work on Sesame?
Yes, we did. At that point, when the families were together, Sesame Street and Piggy Kermit family.
Right.
I did everything. We did Sesame Street, we did Piggy Kermit, we did Fraggle Rock. I've noticed the Fraggle Rock reboot, and I'm looking at all the pictures. And I'm going, those are our pictures. We did those like 25 years ago. So Fraggle Rock, we did some photography for Dark Crystal, for Labyrinth, a little, it depends on how much, but a lot of it is commercial. A lot of it is like the movie posters that are artworked. You popped up the Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
We had to do that photograph exactly as the artist wanted it. Then he took the photograph and painted the art.
Oh, wow. So you designed the shot. You designed the visual for the poster.
I don't design. I'm the photo stylist.
I'm sorry. I meant style.
There's an art director. There it is. There's an art director who would design, whether that's Michael Frith or Laurent Finn or Lyndon Mossy or Rick Wetzel or Jim Mahon. They get the sheet of white paper, and then myself and a prop person, a scenic person, a costumer, whether it's Polly Smith or Barbara Davis, was usually the costumer for the photo studio. And we collaborated and worked together. And again, we had John Barrett as our photographer, John E. Barrett. So we were a small little microcosm within the larger Henson universe.
So then why would you ever work with Paul?
Paul, I'm organized.
What does he have on you?
Nothing. I'm organized. That's why Paul wanted me. I'm organized.
Danielle?
Yes.
Step lightly.
No.
How did that go? Seriously though? Because people should know there are Henson Muppets alumni infused throughout this company, right? And that's is I think a big part of what makes it so special is in some way everybody's had a connection to that, right?
Let me throw this in there because we had a comment and question from one of our viewers who had to leave, but I screenshotted it from Brian Natchbull. He says, how many former Henson Workshop people that built the Muppets in Jim's day are at Puppet Heap nowadays, and how did that all come about?
That built the Muppets in Jim's day.
Or I think where we were just heading now. Right.
Lauren Attinello, who is not with us. Unfortunately, there's a limit to the number of people who could be on this call because there are just dozens and dozens of people and, who have just contributed to what Puppet Heap is over the years.
We'll have to do a part 2.
Have to do a part 2 and get everybody else in here.
Yeah.
But Lauren has certainly worked with Jim.
Well, how about just Muppets in general? I think just going back to I think people have had a connection, right? I mean, you've had Lauren and
Stefan's been here a lot. Stefan,
right?
Henry,
for sure. Yeah, she's still with us here.
Jim Krupa, right?
Jim Krupa has been here. Yeah, for sure. It's so many. Yeah.
We used to joke in the shop that we had like 180 years of Muppet experience.
The direct.
Just worked there for 5 years, 10 years, 2 years even. And it cumulatively, we just had this Muppet DNA in the shop, in the Puppet Heap.
Yeah, it's a big honor for me, because I, when I started at the Henson Company, I learned so much from so many people. And it's kind of, it's a big privilege for me to have a lot of my mentors working in the shop as we go along. So it's kind of a beautiful experience for me to be able to.
I think that says a lot about you too, Paul, that I think they admire you and the way you must run this shop and collaborate with people as not just to kind of do it this way, but someone who's open to, right? Is that true, Danielle? Dan?
Exactly. I think each of us,
I'm just trying to catch up to everybody. That's
I think each of us, or at least I know I'm incredibly grateful for Paul to have this company, to have this leadership, and to have this vision that he has. And he allows us to work not just for him, but with him.
Yeah. And
it's not often you get that kind of experience in jobs, no matter what kind of job you work in, whether you're a banker or a street cleaner. But we're a small collaborative little group, and Paul's our leader. And that
absolutely
comes from the top down.
And we've got a relatively small crew right now. We've only got about 12, 13 people, but I mean, we are literally post, pre-COVID days, of course, we would, we'd all eat lunch together and we would have, potlucks and we would hang out and go to the beer garden sometimes. And,
things. Not with Paul.
No, he would be home.
Oh, good.
And we would all right, exactly.
Here, let me bring up this. Let's see what are these some.
Oh, those are that was way
Yeah.
back.
Yeah, so this is way back. This is like week
Matthew.
4 of what's that?
There's Matthew at the.
Yeah, Matt Brooks is there. Deidre Sisano next to him. And you got Melissa Crichton there.
Paul.
Is this a Hoboken hangout? You got
that's Grimaldi's Pizza. They used to have a place on Grand Street. I think it's closed now, but.
Did Frank used to hang out in there or something? Sinatra, is that like one of his?
Oh yeah.
Old
Frank
hangouts.
Sinatra, what's a little known fact? Frank Sinatra loved Hoboken, and he was real sad to leave. Yeah.
Hey, speaking of people, the great people that, I think let's bring on some more folks. Should we, Gene?
Yes,
Peter McKinnon, Mary Bramer, and Michael Bush.
Hey.
Here they are. Look at this family.
Hi.
Hey. Hello.
How much talent can you cram into one call?
It's true. How you guys doing? Thanks for doing this.
Fine. Thanks for having me.
Good. Yeah, thank you.
I think you could hear us. You were listening and could see what we were talking about, and just talking about that guy Paul a little bit. He seems to be a decent guy to work with.
Just use the bathroom.
Is that true,
or
Peter?
Yeah.
Does that feel like is that a fair thing to say that he's a decent guy, decent influence?
He is a great influence and a great boss.
Yeah.
Very good.
Let me write that down real quick. Make sure.
Yeah.
We'll
bring that up on the screen just so everybody.
Well, a Christmas bonus this year.
Yeah. So Peter, when did you start with Henson? You were.
I started at Henson in '87.
87.
But I had started working straight out of college for Kermit Love at Great Jones Studio. So I was actually working downtown on Great Jones Street at Kermit Love's place, and Kermit was kind of phasing out at that point. He was sort of starting to get ready to retire.
Right.
Nobody knew exactly how old he was because he wouldn't show anybody any kind of documentation. But we surmised that he was getting up there in years, and so he decided he was gonna sort of semi-retire. And at that point, he went up and had a meeting at Henson, and met with Carol Lee Wilcox, and I interviewed with her, and they made me an offer. So that was the beginning of me getting my foot in the door.
And that was it. Working on Sesame did you work building puppets right away? What was how did you come into it? Were you a puppet builder, designer? What were you doing when you came in?
Yeah, I had actually been doing puppets since I was about 7 years old. I've been doing like a Punch and Judy show with my best friend growing up in Poughkeepsie. And then he moved to Boston when I was about 13. And so I started doing the shows on my own, and I would do Punch and Judy in the library system in the Dutchess County area. I do birthday parties and stuff. I just schlepped this thing on my car.
Wow.
So I've been trying to get my foot in the door because Muppets was like a huge influence, and Grover had kind of been my alter ego growing up. Like was the puppet.
Right.
I had the Grover hand puppet, and I took it everywhere with me. That was basically like my nerdy way to communicate with people. What was that like to then actually get to hold the real one and watch him in front of you what was that experience like? It was incredible. It was a dream come true. I'd been sort of trying to get my foot in the door since I think I was 15. I'd been writing letters to Henson saying like, I'll do anything. I'll come to New York. I'll volunteer. I'll be an intern, whatever. I had no idea how I would make this happen if it actually accepted. If they actually accepted the offer.
I say, why do we all pitch ourselves with the same pathetic line?
We'll do anything.
Well, it is a funny common thread.
It is, right?
You
It's
know?
amazing. I mean,
I mean,
that's
you just want to be involved in any way possible. Like, it doesn't matter. You want to be part of that magic.
Part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mary,
Yeah.
when did you start, Mary?
Excuse me one second. Excuse me one second.
Oh.
Peter, you're a little out of sync, so I'm gonna kick you from the studio. If you could sign back in again, okay?
Okay.
Just so we have you in sync. Okay.
Thanks, Peter. Sorry. Hey, Mary, when did you started when?
92 for Christmas Carol.
Oh, Christmas Carol.
Same time, yeah.
Oh, wow. Same as Paul and me.
Same as
Well,
Paul.
yeah. I started trying on rubber, I think, in the end of 90 or something, but same time. We were all there. So
Yeah.
Christmas Carol. And what did you do?
Yeah.
Were you building? What were you doing?
Well, when I started the company, Connie asked me if I wanted to work on costumes or puppets, because I hadn't really done any puppetry at all before that.
Right.
So I said, whatever, I would do anything, kind of the same as everybody else said. Except I had two choices, though. So I worked on, except that I actually, when I first interviewed at Muppets, they were only hiring people freelance, and I had a full-time job in Michigan. So I was just there for like a fun interview, but they referred me to a company, a display company called Spaith Design, and I ended up moving to New York for that job and was there for 5 years before I re-interviewed and came back. So I could have worked, and I mean, I never met Jim, but if I had been more willing to freelance at that point, I could have started at the company sooner. So I kicked myself a little bit for that. But so for Christmas Carol, I was working, with Connie and Polly, working on, and even Peter was working on the Ghost of Christmas Present, and I was working on the Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, and it was great. It was just what a wonderful place to be. Yeah.
And I was trying to think of the different things that it's so hard to. First of all, I have a terrible memory, but to remember the things, because we share birthdays. But I always try and think of the things that we've done kind of on the same projects, And I was thinking about Muppets Tonight.
Oh yeah.
I think that was
so
like
fun.
Where we kind of, I think, got to know each other, probably, because I hadn't done too much, before then, except Treasure Island.
Right.
But it's, I don't know, there's always kind of this, it's interesting, because from where I sit, even though Puppet Heap is taking care and looking after and making sure the Muppets are who they are still and taken care of, and I feel like I've just known the same people. It didn't feel like there was a change, in a sense, going from Henson, to then Puppet Heap. It all just felt the same, because you see the same similar people, some of the same people, and so it's always been like really, in a sense, comforting to know that there wasn't this big shift. It was kind of felt like a very natural, perfect changeover. When Disney took them on.
Peter's back.
Sorry about that.
Oh, good. How you doing?
Good.
Still got it? That's okay.
Oh, good.
Oh, hello.
There's my wife.
Hi.
That's Jennifer.
Jennifer, hi. Can she hear us? Hi, Jennifer.
Yeah.
Hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. So sorry, I'm sorry, I lost track. But they recently made a holiday for our birthday, right, Mary? Is that?
Oh, they did. Yeah. I mean, in New York, only in New York State, but it is important for, the recognition of slavery. Of the abolishment of slavery. The Emancipation Proclamation. See, I've said it so many times to you. And of course, when it's, on the air, I would get it wrong. But anyway, I think everybody knows what it is. This year, it was really in the news, but before that, it was a little obscure.
Yeah.
Very, very important.
But it's
really
really
New York.
It's
that
really
all
about our
So far.
celebrating us.
Oh, I
okay.
think people in Oklahoma.
Oh, it is?
I thought so.
Oh, well then we're
Why
all
did I
over
think
the
it was national? I don't know.
Not yet.
Oh, I know Governor Cuomo just announced it like a week and a half ago. So it could have been in
and
other
our
states
names
as well.
too. That he did announce that it was had to do with us. And
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Spending a lot
sorry
of
you
time
didn't
on
hear
this.
that. Yeah.
And Michael Bush.
Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Hi.
So you're kind of one of the newer guys.
I'm
right?
the new guy. I've been there.
Yeah.
Been there about almost 11 years. New guy.
Wow. Wow. Is it really 11
Yeah.
years? Oh,
No
my
way.
gosh.
2009. See?
What year? 2009?
9. Yeah, 2009.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. And but so you also, well, I don't know, does everybody puppeteer has puppeteered at some point, right? At least no, not Danielle, but Peter and Mary and Michael, right?
But I'm curious though, Michael, when you applied for the job, was there anything special you told them?
Well, I came from UConn, University of Connecticut.
He said he would do anything.
I did.
Yahtzee.
No, I came for an interview a year earlier, and he said, "Do you want to be an intern?" And I said, "No, I have to finish my last year of UConn." I was at I did the puppetry arts program, the Masters of Puppetry Arts at UConn. And I said, "No, I got to finish my last year." And then a year later, I sent an email in and I said, just want to remind you who I am. I want to come in and show my work and just reintroduce myself. And they said, "Can you start on Monday?" Which was really great.
Wow.
Yeah. And then first day of work, you get there and you don't know anything about, what's going on. And they're like, "Okay, this is Anne, Holdgren, Timonelli. She's got Kermit and you're going to help her. So here's Kermit." And she puts him in my lap. I'm like, "Oh my God." I was like scared. I had to go to the bathrooms and, it's going to be all right.
That's where you were.
Yeah. Yeah. And then
hey, where's college boy?
Yeah. Yeah. It was great. And then I got into casting Miss Piggy. So for about 5 years, I did all of the foam latex castings for Piggy.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
And Tom McLaughlin taught me how to do that. So that was great. And that kept my foot in the door because when the work started to go down a little bit, they always need pig heads.
Right.
It keeps you around. Nobody else is working, but we need 10 pig heads, So I kept the mixer going. I'm like, "What's everybody else doing?"
Right.
That was great. So yeah.
Wow.
Billy, I have an idea. Yeah. Since we've got everybody here, do you want to play a game of pick a number and go around the circle and everybody gets a chance?
Yeah, that'd be great. And then maybe everybody can just kind of, if you have a thought about what comes. So pick a number is basically we have some images and we'll pick a number and we'll spin the wheel and whatever comes up, we'll see if anybody has some thoughts about it or memories or whatever. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Let's start with Paul at the top, right?
Paul, would you like to spin the wheel?
I had anything between 1 and 19.
Oh, I just pick a number?
Yeah. You pick the number and I'll spin the wheel.
Imaginary ball.
Okay, spin it.
No, you got to pick a number.
You have to give a number.
19.
No, you can't have 19.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We're
already fighting. All right. Number 19.
How about 17?
I'm joking.
19. Oh, wow.
Now,
Now. Well, there you go.
There you go. It's a logo.
There's a logo. Right? What else can you tell us?
Well, that's that was pretty interesting. When we did the interstitials for that, it's pretty interesting because we had to do it all remotely, and that was kind of fascinating to see because I had no idea how that was going to happen.
Well, and how getting everything to everybody, right?
Yeah.
Was crazy for you guys, I'm sure.
So let's state what your role was in that. What did you provide for the show?
We provided puppets. We shipped the puppets.
Everything.
Build everything and ship them. Okay.
Yeah. So all of the performers had to get certain characters that we were going to use, right? Sorry.
Yeah. No, you totally you were doing that. So go.
No. But I don't know the process of it was during the COVID thing, so it wasn't like everybody was working, right? Didn't you guys have to figure out how you were going to get certain things? And Danielle's figuring out, and Peter's figuring out. You guys are all trying to figure out how we're going to.
It was early on. It was when this thing started to develop. I started to get pretty anxious about it, and told everybody to go home, and we would figure it out from there. We sort of rotate people into the shop, and I would sometimes walk over here, or Dan would drive in, or anybody would come in and pack something up. And I mean, it was really just a lot of prepping and shipping and sort of as needed.
Right.
For that part. But I thought it was pretty clever the way it came together. It certainly feels really good.
Yeah, I think we found, like, probably the only way we could, once they decided that they didn't want them to be shorts anymore and they wanted to put them together, that was the challenge. I mean, it would have been great if we would have known that we were going to be doing this before, because then I think we would have figured out maybe a bit stronger way of holding them all together. But I think in the end it worked out pretty good. I think people enjoy them. Yeah.
My kids love them. So
good. Awesome.
They love them.
Awesome.
They're not alone. Yeah, it's gone over really well with most of, especially Muppet fans and beyond.
And it's good too. I'm kind of amazed because the poor puppeteers get puppets dumped on them. They get scenery elements dumped on them. They get cameras. They get cell phones. They get
Lights.
push this, do this, sync the lights. It's like, holy Toledo, that's a lot to ask.
Yeah. Well, our families have been certainly really helpful. Jackson does the chef's hands, and Dr. Teeth's right, and he's been really helpful. And Christina's like helping me create backgrounds and setting up the camera. It's all been really kind of fun, but a lot. Yeah.
David Rudman last week was saying how some of his kids were getting in the act too, doing some right hands and things.
Yeah.
Mary, pick a number.
He already picked 19, so now you gotta.
Oops.
Oh, I don't hear you.
Oh, what happened? I don't hear you.
Is there something maybe that clicked off? I don't know.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now we can.
Okay, 7.
She had the microphone in her ear.
We did 7. We did Christmas Carol. Pick another. That was Christmas Carol.
We used it.
that was
Sorry.
Oh, 3. How about 3?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, this.
Numbers.
Oh.
I wasn't.
What is this from?
That's Jane. And it's in the gas.
Tim Lagasse, yes. And what is that? What is the project?
The Jane Howell?
This was the very first project we had at Puppet Heap as a studio.
Wow.
So basically, you're looking at when our shop was nothing but 900 square feet and a sawhorse in Hoboken, and we were working on a marionette show for Pierre Wieg, who is a conceptual artist who is doing something for the Harvard Fog Museum. And this is a puppet of Le Corbusier, the architect, and we are making wooden marionettes for an installation that he did.
And wait, sorry, who's on the left?
And this picture is complete. That is Jane Howell on the left, who is another contemporary of ours, and sort of a particular generation that came into the Muppet workshop at a certain point. And this picture is completely posed. Nothing authentic about this picture at all.
Awesome.
I'm holding a Wacom pen in my hand, tablet, and I'm touching the puppet with. I don't even know what this is.
I can use this to make puppets.
Yeah.
Wow.
You're actually
digitize.
Try and draw the eyes on. That's what
I don't know. It's really dumb. We're taking a picture. I'm like,
that's funny. All right, Dan, spin the wheel.
Let's go for 13.
13. Fair enough. What about this one here?
I don't know.
It's a good one.
Help me out, Paul.
How about this guy?
Terry Fader.
Yeah.
So
huge.
I guess Paul would know more about this than I, because I think we did a lot of this stuff before I had started, actually. But
well, everybody can jump in on it.
We did do amazing Dean Martin. Actually, Mary worked a lot on that.
Where's the Dean Martin? I didn't see the Dean.
He's more recent.
Yeah, he's more recent.
Is that Nat King Cole, top left?
Yes.
Yeah, that is a Nat King Cole-like puppet. We didn't do them all. We did
the main turtle, right?
With the hair and the turtle. Yeah, we redesigned his turtle.
Crash test dummy.
Crash test dummy. Yeah.
Dougie.
And Dougie is annoying neighbor. And then the rest of them are other. He hires a variety of puppet shops to do his work. So.
Yeah,
that's interesting. What do you think about that? Is that, I mean, because I don't know. Well, I don't know. I guess I'm just wondering. There's certainly some different styles in a way, and I wonder why he chooses to do that.
He is. He's like a true ventriloquist. Like he's a really. Devoted to the art form. He's a real leader in the field. Mm-hmm. So a bunch of his puppets are sort of traditional ventriloquists, and they're also very personal to him because he started at a young age.
Right.
So like the guy down there with the hat, I don't remember his name, but the guy with the hat is, I think, goes way back with him. So it's sort of,
I see. Yeah.
In a way, I don't know if it's his Kermit, you would say, but it's a character that he'd been doing for a long, long time.
Got it. Right.
So Winston the turtle was something like he had been using something he bought off the shelf, and he wanted a character that was more iconic and more original to him. So he came to us to do that because he's
How did he find you guys?
He loves the Muppets,
because of the Muppets, right?
Yeah, he won America's Got Talent, and Kermit did an appearance on there, and then there was a connection made. Mm-hmm. From time to time he comes to us, and we design and build something for him. He's a great client.
Yeah, he'll just pop up and he'll be like, "Hey, how about Dean Martin?" We're like, "All right, let's get on that." So it's
boom.
I mean, boom.
Yeah.
Done.
Awesome. What a career!
Yeah,
Holy
amazing.
mackerel! He has his own his own theater in Vegas.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mirage Hotel, he owns that place, man.
Huge.
Yeah, that's it. He's good for life, I guess.
Yeah.
How did I do?
Like 3 lives.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Danielle. Spin the wheel.
Danielle.
I'll take 11.
Roll the dice. Move your mic.
I'm happy to just want everybody to see this.
Oh, well, yeah. This is like Danielle's world.
Mm.
Amazing.
Okay.
Oh my God.
This picture is why I hired Danielle.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
That is amazing.
We got like 650 boxes from LA. This is part of them. This is not all of it. This is like one of 3 rooms full of boxes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I said,
tell the viewers what's. Oh, you tell them, please. What's in each of the boxes?
Yeah.
It's hard for them to read the names on there.
okay.
Got single puppets. Like some boxes have a single puppet. Some of them have 2 puppets. Some of them have 40 costumes. Some of them have 3 dishes. There were boxes that had a single prototype shoe from the licensing department. There were scripts. There were photographs. It was everything you can imagine and more. There are 2,000 boxes in storage.
Oh my God.
See, here's Pepe, Kermit, Gonzo.
And you organized this, Danielle?
Clayton and I, when I first started, that's what, as Paul said, that's what he hired me to do. Was Melissa and I went to the storage facility and literally opened every box, tried to itemize what was in the box, did database information. It was typed in by the storage facility. And at some point, it just got too onerous. And we literally went, yeah, it's a puppet. Write the name down. And we had to literally stop and just start doing them piecemeal. We knew where Kermit and Piggy and Gonzo and Fozzie were and where their costumes were. But there were just extraneous things that it was like, we'll deal with it as it comes around. And we've just constantly culled through the boxes and itemized and photographed so that we know what's in those 2,000 boxes now, mostly.
But why? How?
Yeah,
why,
I wanted to make a label that said may or may not be whatever, because some of these boxes are like 40 years old, so like you don't know what's in them.
But like what was there no other kind of real record of it? Like, wasn't there even a written record of this stuff?
People kept their own written records because at one point during Henson era, licensing would send boxes to storage, publishing would send boxes to storage, the workshop would send boxes to storage.
Right.
Like Bob Bromberg, like not paychecks, but office-y kind of things. It was just a mishmash. And when they came to us from Henson, we basically tried to cull out what was actual puppet props costumes, and then the extraneous things went to Disney for them to deal with. But it was a lot. Like, I know Stefan was with Rojandaro. When Stefan was with Sesame Street, he kept his own little card file, of what was in the box, what it contained, what it looked like. Because it was there was sort of information, but it was sort of, as we've gotten more modern, we've gotten more up to date.
Right. Well, no, it's been amazing when we have, like, are there any cactuses? And then all of a sudden you guys have these, images, and there's names for them, and it's amazing, that we can actually see them now and pick things and find them. It's amazing.
I'm amazed.
But I just saw that question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, I just wanted to put this up. How many physical puppets are part of the Muppet property at this point?
Oh, I would say a quarter of those 2,000 boxes are puppets, maybe half-ish.
Yeah, I think it was 600 something when we did that count recently. Yeah.
But again, we've got puppets, props,
600 boxes.
Can I ask? Here's another great question, Gene. Before we do the number here, let me just do this one. How often do you guys rebuild characters? And I just want to add to that. What is it like to have to duplicate or rebuild a character? What do you have to go through to do that?
Oh, wow. Now, it's actually a lot more interesting than I ever thought it would be. When we took on the job, that part of it, I was like, meh, okay. Like, these puppets have already been designed, like, what is there to, okay, we'll rebuild them. But actually it's, all right, when we do part 2 of this, you'll bring Lauren on, and we'll talk about this because Lauren works extensively on the front lines of this very thing.
Got it.
In the sense of, like, going back through the history of the Muppets and to see how the characters have changed from year to year. And we really do have conversations with Disney and with the puppeteers, with you guys, about what is the thing about this character? Like, what is which iteration of this character is, like, the one that perfectly expresses it? And then we try to distill that and color. It's really a long process. It doesn't happen quickly. It's not, and then it's a matter of sort of codifying that and making new patterns and putting it in a Bible. And
and can I just say, like, I so appreciate us having an opportunity to have some input, like when you guys redid Johnny. And, you sent it, and I got a chance to put it on and feel it and look at him. And, it's like, it's that collaborative thing that I think a lot of places don't really do, or, and it does, I think, ultimately save not just time, but, in the end, if you go to, let's say you guys hadn't sent it and I put it on for some shoot or something, we're in a bit of a bind, and you're not going to have the best maybe performance, and it's not going to, so it's so many pieces. And I don't know, I don't even know how you got it to be. I mean, when you look at Johnny now, he looks exactly the same to me. I don't,
but better.
But well, yes, he's I can operate him.
You realize that puppets are fit to a puppeteer the same way a costume would be fit to an actor. Sometimes it's single fitting, and puppet builders, Mary, Michael, Peter, have to go in and switch things around and move things. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's really tough. But it's literally fit to the puppeteer's hand size, finger size. Can he pull, whatever. Yeah. But it's custom fit to them.
Mm-hmm. Well, and sometimes, you're trying to rebuild something and you only have a certain angle, so you don't have the back of the head or the side of the head. You can't really get a good profile, or so you're guessing some of that information. Or you have 4 Polaroids from 1989, and you're like, here's your reference. It's like, okay. And then you open up this box, and it's like a wad of Scott foam that's turned oily and greasy, and it's like whip stitched to one piece of boning. You like pull up this husk. You're like, there, make it better.
Well, I remember when Pepe, it was time to, like, get 2 or maybe 3 Pepes if we could, and Eric Engelhardt, who just, as I'm sure many people do, built it. There was no pattern, right? Mm-hmm. And so how do you get a second Pepe out of that to be so close to and identical so that you can use two in the same scene if you had to? That's an amazing feat, I think, to be able to do that.
That image with all the boxes in the room, it's the perfect setting if you ever wanted to do the ending of Muppets Citizen Kane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Or Indiana Jones Muppets.
Right. Michael,
yeah.
in the wheel.
Sorry, and guys, sorry, it's 3:05 already. It's just flying by. I hope we can just do a few more minutes if you guys are good. Are you okay?
Yeah,
Sure.
all good.
Yeah.
Okay.
10.
I mean, if
10.
Paul has to go, that's fine. But if you guys could stay, that'd be great for a little bit more.
10. How about 10?
See you,
What
Paul.
happened? Did he just go away? Oh, what?
Oh, we kicked him out.
Oh, wait,
look, he's
here it
walking around.
Wrong button. There we go.
Look, he's going off in the background
Coming
now.
back.
Oh,
Oh,
Let's put
all
him
right,
back
let's
up in the
spin.
corner. There.
He'll be all right. He'll be okay.
He's just wandering.
Go,
the shop.
Michael.
He's turning off the lights.
10, he said, Gene.
He's going to sweep up. Oh, 10.
Oh, he's coming back. Shh, he's coming back.
All right, 10. What can we say about this one?
Hey guys, what's going on?
Oh, hey, Paul.
Oh,
Just a shot of the.
oh. Somebody else has to do this one. I wasn't in that space.
Yeah, what is this?
that
Where's this
is
from, Paul?
the position I was in almost all the time. First up in the shop. So that's me
Right.
sitting at the computer, covered with Post-it notes, trying to keep up with everything.
Alone.
Hey, can I ask this question? How did you make the connection? How did you get the kind of Muppet gig? Like, how did that come about? How were you able to, get Puppet Heap to?
How did they pick you?
Yeah, why again? Why you?
Well, I really have to thank Debbie for having faith in us, really.
Right.
That is, she literally came to a shop which was 900 square feet and a sawhorse in Hoboken, New Jersey. And it was
Debbie McClellan. I should
Debbie
say.
McClellan, yeah. And there were those of us who was there. Mary was here at the time, I believe, right? And it was just a few of us, and we had worked with the Muppets before, and I told her that I didn't, I was totally straight with her. I said, we can expand if we need to. We can be what you need us to be. She was looking at many, many shops. She just, it was really a leap of faith for her. It was a risk for her to take. I mean, we were, it was impossible to exaggerate what we were. Here it is.
Right.
And I had been talking to a few people previously when I first started the company. Before there was even a shop, I was doing some work for Henson. I was in and out when they were sort of closing up New York. So it was just sort of out there, like this sort of. They were looking for a shop, so it kind of developed that way. So it was just a matter of keeping in touch and letting it happen. Spoke to other executives like Rashmi Turner and other people at Disney. They were in a different department at the time.
Yeah,
it was like a marketing department or something.
I remember. I know the performers, the Muppet guys, the core group certainly voted for your shop. I know
you guys have always been so supportive of us, and I really appreciate it.
Well, again, it's
right
because it's the people. It's you and the people that you brought into this place. That's what it's all about. It's maintaining that feeling. And of course the amazing skills of everybody and the the experience. How could you go anywhere else when it comes to Muppets? I don't know.
Or any puppet at all, actually.
Or any puppet.
How could you go anywhere else?
I'm sorry. I apologize. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
All of puppet needs under one
roof.
Hey,
Peter, can I, Peter, try number 5.
Number 5? Okay.
Oh, he picked 5, Gene.
Did he pick 5?
Yeah.
I was
He
thinking
picked
that
number
too.
5, I think.
I like 5.
What? Oh.
Awesome.
My God.
Wow.
That's me when I was a baby.
Look at you, Petey.
And Clueless Morgan from Muppet Treasure Island.
My very first big character that you built.
Yeah, I think that was the first thing I ever built for you, right?
Well, I mean, did we? You know what? I keep getting confused, Peter. did we do a first season of Animal Show before Treasure Island? Or was that after?
No, I think
Before.
Was it before?
Yeah,
Before.
because I was gone for Treasure Island. I was living in Boston, and we did Animal Show just before I left.
You know, thank you. I've always, again, my memory is so bad, but I always think of the Animal Show as being my training ground. You know, it was just like,
Animal
here's
Show
another
was
character.
before. It was definitely before.
Right.
Yeah, Bill, you had us rolling in the shop. I remember when Eric made a gorilla, and you came to the shop to try it on, and you were just, all you were doing was like sitting there at the desk going like, oh. We were just dying. I couldn't breathe.
That's so funny.
But
you know, I saw somebody ask, Peter, I'm curious. Somebody was asking about mechanisms and what it's like to build something. Is the mechanism always a part of the build, or can it come later? Is it something that you work from, or where does it start?
In the best case scenario, I think, you know, it's engineered from the beginning. As a matter of fact, Clueless Morgan is a good case in point, because I worked with Tom Newby on that puppet, and Tom is amazing, you know, as all the mech guys were, and are, and he actually engineered this eyelid mech for him that allowed him to sort of, it almost like pivoted the brows so that like one eye would go up and the other would close. So he always had this like really weird, like wonky. It was a brilliant mechanism. But generally speaking, those things, if they can be sort of engineered in real time with the build when the head's being put together, because you really need to work in conjunction with the mech person to figure out, you know, what the tolerances are and how much space you need and how you're going to get a hand in there. Because a lot of times the mechanisms mean that, you know, it's encroaching on the space that the performer, you know, that you guys need to do what you do.
Right.
So it's a real collaboration.
Where the mech sits, right, on your hand, and the balance of all of that, I'm sure is all a part. Oh no! Can you hear me, Peter? Can you hear me, Peter? We lost you for a second. Gene, let's just pop him back out of our room and bring him back in. Can we do that? How do we make him?
I lost audio on you guys somehow.
We hear you, but hold on. What if we bring him back? How about now, Peter? Can you hear us? Can you hear us now? No.
What happened?
Aw. Can you go out and come back? Go out, come back in. Go out and come back. Go out and come back. Go out and come back. Click out. Go out.
Wait.
Go and come back. Yes. Go out. And then in. Oh, that helps. Go out. Okay. Come in. I was just saying
three syllables.
Sounds like but I wanted him to hear this. I don't know if he knows this, but that mechanism, I think there were like 6 different positions that I could get out of it. I can't remember exactly. It was a lot. It was like eyebrow this way, that way, closing the eyes, wide. I can't remember exactly, but it felt like there were so many different things I could do. But then I realized that it was the first time I'd ever used an eye mechanism with a puppet. And I felt like I wanted to be able to do it myself, you know, because it just feels more connected instead of having somebody else, you know, do the right hand and do the eyes. And so if you go back and watch the Treasure Island, Clueless is doing his own eyes because I kept it in his hand.
That's funny.
So if there's times when you can actually see him like he's got a little nervous thing going on, or I would keep it just out of frame enough to maybe. Oh, there he is. Peter, can you hear us?
Oh, brother.
Peter,
still out.
Oh,
bummer.
Oh, Gene, don't. Damn.
Oh, what happened?
Again.
Well, I mean, it is now 3:15. Peter, give Peter a big kiss. thank you all guys all for doing this. I wish we had more time to talk with each of you about.
Oh, he's gone. I didn't do that either.
Try one more time, Peter. I'll talk really slow.
Here, let's.
Thank you. What? All right.
Thank you, Ken.
Very good. But you know what? There's just so many characters, like all the characters that, like new characters from Muppets that you guys have added to that world as well over the years. And I don't know. It's just so hard. We do have to do a part 2, I think, somehow. We've got to. It'd be nice.
Yeah, I want to let people know too that if you go to the Puppet Heap website, they have puppets for sale, gang.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Well, but you can also see a lot of the other work that they do. Their production, they do commercials, guys, and
short films.
Short films.
Here's Kenny Durkin displaying some of the puppets they have for sale.
Thanks, Kenny.
I've got one on the way too. Beautiful. Beautiful.
So yeah, go check it out. What's the actual address? Is it puppetheap.com? Sorry. Yes, it is, right?
That's it.
Yeah. So please check that out, folks. You won't be sorry. There's great little reels on there, and check out Omar's Mother, which I love.
Yeah, lots of films to see there.
Yeah. Well, thank you all. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks for having us. It was
Thank
blast.
you.
For having us.
And hopefully we get to play in person again
Yes.
soon.
Yes, please.
That'd be good. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to have to click off one of you at a time. So
Much
goodbye,
love,
Dan.
guys. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Goodbye, Danielle.
Bye, Danielle.
Goodbye, Mary.
Mary.
Goodbye, Michael.
Michael.
And
jeez.
go. Wait, Peter's coming back.
Peter, wait. Let's bring
Wait.
Peter back and say goodbye. Peter.
Bye.
Can you hear us? Can you hear us? Can you hear us?
Yeah, now I can.
Oh, great.
Awesome.
I don't know what
Wait,
happened. I'm sorry.
so let me tell you what I was trying to say before you got cut off.
Okay.
So I was saying that amazing mech that you were talking about, right? That you and Peter, you and Tom got into work in Clueless. So I remember all the different positions it could do. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And I was saying that it was the first time I used an eye mechanism for a puppet. I'd never done that before. And I was doing it, and I had somebody doing the right hand, and while we were rehearsing, they were doing my eyes, and it never felt right to me, like I wanted to do it, you know?
Right.
And so if you go and watch Muppet Treasure Island, you'll see that Clueless is doing his own eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Because I had it in his hand.
Because you had it in his hand.
I need to pull
the controller in the shot if you look closely.
I don't think you see the controller. I try to keep my hand over it, you know, and kind of down and out of the way a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was my fun.
I need to pull back the curtain a second.
What?
Peter was really the only guest we wanted to talk to from
I know.
Puppet Heap, so
It's true.
this was all a big ploy. We're going to do another hour with Peter if you want to hang in there.
Yeah.
Take your questions.
Sure. I'm really sorry. I don't know what happened there.
It's okay. It all worked. You know, it was fun because we were all trying to get you to go out and come in. It was a very fun thing. It's all good.
It worked.
Thanks for joining us, Peter.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. It's
thank you.
Great to do this, and wonderful show, and thank you for having us.
You're welcome.
I look forward to when we can. I look forward to getting a hug soon.
Yeah, I miss seeing you guys in person. It's a big chunk out of my life. So
me too.
Yeah.
All right. See ya
soon.
For vaccine.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
That was cool.
All right.
I felt like we didn't even scratch the surface with like some of their designs and things.
I know. It's too much. Eve Cunning would like a kiss goodbye. Thank you, Eve.
I just want to show this real quick. I love this. Oops, I didn't even. I'm all not verklempt. Wrong word. I just want to show these. I love these sketches.
Oh, yeah.
here.
Let's show these. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's Baby Piggy. I think this is from A Very Merry Muppet Christmas, but maybe Jesse will correct me or somebody.
No, it's from Muppets Most Wanted.
Oh, it is Muppets Most Wanted. Okay.
Yeah.
But I love that they made the choice of going pink Kermit and green Piggy. It's awesome. What else you got?
I got. La 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 la. How about? Oh, this
There's
is
Madison Mantis saying hello.
Madison.
Hi, Madison. Madison. Oh, wait, look, she's been sick and oh, wait, where'd it go?
She's been sick in bed a week. Just woke up.
Oh, feel better. What the hell?
And you got rid of her.
Yeah, get out of here. There's
You
Walter.
contagious?
That,
They designed him, didn't they?
Yeah, Paul designed him. That came from Muppets Workshop. Denise on the Muppet series, right? Do we have that?
No, we don't have a picture of that, but it's on their website. How about this one from the series?
What's your opinion on the new Muppet Babies, Bill? Honestly, I haven't really seen it. Well, that's the thing. Chip's been around though since Muppets Tonight.
Oh,
so I'm
that's
not
right.
sure.
That's right.
I'm not sure. I think, and I know it was based on Bill Prady.
Oh, was it?
Oh yeah. But maybe he was refurbished, or maybe Paul even designed him. I'm not sure. I'm sorry. The question about Muppet Babies. I haven't really watched it, but I hear it's good. I hear they did a good job. I did one thing with Dr. Teeth. Oh God, we didn't even talk about this.
I know.
Bear in the Big Blue House. Look at Mary and Paul.
We definitely have to do it part 2.
Yeah, there's other folks to bring on. I mean, there's so many things. Oh, right. That's right, Jesse. You're right. Chip's been around since the Jim Henson Hour, so Paul didn't design it, I guess. Maybe he was refurbished. Oh, yeah. There's
Cat Cora.
Cat Cora. This was that character Angelo was actually my idea because he came from a guy. There's a lovely guy out here. His name is Angelo, who has an amazing pizzeria restaurant. Hysterical character. And I pitched him being the character in this Muppets Kitchen. And our production company at the time was supposed to do it. And then unfortunately, my partner and I fell out and we couldn't produce it. And so Tyler ended up doing the character and I ended up doing some guest spots, but it was a great puppet.
Here's a question for you. I'd like to know where Bill got that Phil Phillips action figure he showed at the end of the recent episode. I asked you and you didn't tell me. Yeah, where'd it come? Is that just a production piece?
No. So Brian Henson owns a company that creates 3D digital sculptures.
That's right.
So you can take your family into this booth or your pet or whatever you like, and you go in the booth and it creates this digital image and it puts out this beautiful sculpture. And they put the Phil puppet in there, stood him up and set him up. And it took the image and I don't know how long it takes, but I don't know if they paint it after or if it does it all at the same time. But yeah, he's very cool, isn't he? That's the puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to just take like 2 more questions and then say goodnight.
Yeah.
Beelzy, where'd it go? Oh, Beelzy wants to know, would we consider having a fan art submission episode? Well, we'll put it on our list. We've got a whole list of possibilities that we don't want to give too much away ahead of time, but we've got a list of things. So thank you for that suggestion.
Yes, thank you.
Go ahead. You pick one.
Well, I can't really do that because I can't get an answer. I don't know why. Let me see. Let me scroll. Let me just scroll along here.
I can show off my pumpkins while you.
Oh yeah, we didn't even ask him about your pumpkin design noses and stuff.
Did these last night. I don't know if Ernie's nose is too big and round. His eyes should be a little closer together, but what are you gonna do?
And maybe a little more angled too.
Yeah.
We'll get
you
Lauren
gotta
on.
be picky now?
Yeah, we're gonna get Lauren on and get her to pick it. Babies. Sorry, I'm just trying to find real Muppet Babies anymore than now. Oh, I was gonna say about Muppet Babies. I did a thing with Dr. Teeth, the puppet, which I didn't quite understand how that worked. If they were babies and maybe it was like in the future. I think they went into the future or something. I can't remember. I don't know. I can't find. I'm too late. Sorry, I'm just trying to go. Let's see. Here, how do you feel about close being? Oh, Missed that question. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's do. See you later.